On this episode of Stupid Ass Criminals, we have a young man in prison for stealing $500 from his mother for a video game. Honestly, I don't understand what you're thinking when you steal from your parents. How do you expect them not to find out? Everyone has an app that says when money's taken from their account. You think your parents just aren't gonna notice $500 worth of stupid ass V-Bucks? Amateurs, man. You gotta steal it while they're asleep and then buy more dumb shit so they don't notice the V-Bucks instead. Think smarter, not harder.
Pretty much perfect to me. I'd say you're pretty much perfect.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Bob the Builder, but not gay here. And today, I have brought to you a new level of Fortnite addiction, which the world has never seen before. Have you ever sat back looking at that beautiful V-Buck screen and thought,
damn, if only I had the money to buy all these skins.
And then had the follow-up,
YouTube.com. Time to drop another banger.
Yeah, you know how it is. Morgs is always dropping bangers. He's not known for making weird videos about stalking his girlfriend at all. Definitely not.
Nice rack and her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a feeling. Got so damn high that I'm touching the ceiling, yeah.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today we're going to be taking a look at Morgs because, I don't know, the channel's not doing too hot and he always gets me a lot of views. So Morgs, if you're watching this, thank you for paying the rent around here. We're very grateful. Regardless, Morgs has finally got his comeuppance, ladies and gentlemen. All that cringe he's ever posted on the internet has caught up with him, and now he's stuck in prison. Yeah, that's right. I found this video on the Morgs channel called Trapped in Lego Prison for 24 Hours Challenge, and I just knew I had to watch it because I feel like the idea of a grown man being imprisoned in Legos for 24 hours is just funny. So we're gonna watch it, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Big Jill's Crime Watch. I've had reports that a YouTuber called Mogul has been clickbaiting.
What? Jill, we all know that that's hypocritical. How are you gonna call out Morgs for clickbaiting when you have a channel that clickbaits too, man?
Bruh.
Morgs really does a lot for the fam, bro. Like, we all know that him staying in 24-hour challenges definitely paid for Big Jill's new Lambo.
I feel like I'm Kim Kardashian driving around in these Lambos.
And she's still gonna off on her own son? Like, you're snitching on your own kid? That's just disrespectful, Jill. I expect better from you.
And it's about time he paid for his crimes. FBI, open up!
Whoa, okay, alright. Usually when we hear that line, it's in reference to, like, having children tied up in the basement, and I really hope that's not what's going on in Morg's house, because, I need the clickbait, Morg. Please don't be locking up kids.
Mom, have you lost the plot? Why are you dressed in a policeman's outfit?
I can't tell if Morgs is 8 feet tall or if his mom is a little person, but it's gotta be one or the other. Like, I'm 6'3" and Morgs looks like a giant. I would be slightly intimidated up in the club if he was like,
Yo, why you making those videos about me?
I'm sorry, Shaq. My bad. I didn't realize you were 6'8". My goodness.
Halloween isn't for 3 months.
Shut your mouth! I've got some questions for you.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry. No soliciting sign on the door getting it slammed in your face. If you're gonna come to Morg's house, come correct, Jill. Bring some respect.
Is this your house?
Mum, you literally live here with me.
Is your name Mogul? I'm hearing some serious reports of clickbaiting going on in this house.
What? Clickbaiting?
Clickbaiting?
Is this the biggest crime that they have in England is clickbait? Like, England is just this utopia, you know, the United States is like on fire, half burned down. England's like, well, we don't have anything outside of Hogwarts and clickbait, so we gotta do something about it. Alright, we're skipping ahead to Morgs going to jail.
Where are you taking me?
You'll see! I've got somewhere special for you!
What is that?
Introducing the giant Lego prison.
Yo, I'm not...
Hello, I'm the vegetable man, king of vegetables, and if you don't...
Latarian Milton is not your typical 7-year-old. Few his age have ever driven an SUV up and down several busy streets. It all started at his mother's townhouse. Letarian says he took the car keys and hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
This 7-year-old kid actually stole his grandma's SUV? That's pretty savage. I mean, the most savage thing I've ever done to my grandma is push her down the stairs in her wheelchair.
I've fallen.
And I can't get up!
This kid's really out here innovating, pushing things to new heights, okay? I need to step it up. I need to steal her car. Be right back, guys. Local boy steals his grandmother's car before going on a joyride that ends with him crashing into a CVS pharmacy screaming nothing but Little Pump lyrics as police had to tase him 27 times. Guys, I had a wild night.
I say Fiji on my wrist, ooh, boy, it's water.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. And today we're going to be reacting to a classic, okay? This kid was the original spoiled boy on Dr. Phil. In 2008, the 7-year-old kid stole his grandma's car and took it on a joyride. And it's just a classic that I haven't reacted to. So I figured today we could take a gander at it, have a beautiful time, and have some laughs. I'm sorry for no face cam again. I'm still feeling really under the weather, like I might actually be dying of hepatitis C. I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like Shrek took a giant dump on my chest, but nonetheless, the grind never stops. I have to get out more videos, and without further ado, let's get right into the 7-year-old kid stealing his grandmother's car for YouTube clout. That's what's up.
When I came through the back door, I looked on the counter, my keys were gone.
I took my grandma's car because I got mad at my mom.
Honestly, I can't even be mad. When I was 7 years old, I was probably still shoving Legos up my nose. This kid was like, yeah, I got mad at my mom, so I did what any kid would normally do. I stole my grandmother's car to just get some space, you know? She was really cramping my mellow. I was not a giant fan of the way she was speaking to me, and I'm just not gonna take that disrespect. So I did what any kid would do and stole her car. Can he even reach the pedals, bro? Was he sitting on a phone book? Like, what's going on? Does he have a booster seat for the driver's seat? Do you think his mom was upset after this? Or do you think, like, let me think this through a little bit. My mom's mad at me, so I'm going to steal a car and go on a joyride. I feel like this ended with him definitely getting a belt.
And then I saw him have my friend come in, and he smokes with cigarettes.
What type of 7-year-olds is this kid hanging out with? Yeah, so after I stole my mom's car, I went and picked up the homie. He had a 6-pack of Marlboro Light, and so we just started smoking cigarettes, chain smoking as we drove. You know how it is. These 7-year-old kids are smoking cigarettes with their stolen cars? I feel like I'm unironically living in a GTA parody right now.
He started the vehicle and put it into gear.
I yanked the thing.
And off they went. Two 7-year-olds alone on the road.
I'm surprised they even made it a few miles. Are you kidding me? Like what, they had to stop at a stoplight. You look over, it looks like there's nobody in the driver's seat. You look a little closer, you can see the top of a kid's head as he's just jamming his foot on the gas. Nobody called the cops. I guess it was in Florida because everything crazy happens in Florida. Like on Twitter the other day, there was this moment. Apparently one of their politicians is in trouble for licking people's faces. I really don't know what goes on in Florida. Like, what? There is literally a city commissioner in Florida named Nancy Oakley who had to resign after allegations of licking the faces of several men. What happens in Florida? You got 7-year-olds driving down the street, the politicians out here really licking people's faces. She kind of looks like a caveman too. Regardless, how does this even come up? Yeah, so basically to be improving the city, I'm gonna... Did you just lick my face, ma'am? Yeah, sorry, it was just really irresistible. I'm convinced Florida isn't real. Florida is where the Illuminati have full control. I'm actually convinced.
Letarian drove several miles through Lake Park in Palm Beach Gardens.
We got the one call that I told you about of a driver in the vehicle who looked too short to be able to see over the steering wheel.
911, what's your emergency? Yeah, there's this really short dude at the red light next to me. I think you guys are gonna want to check it out. Come on, you should have at least been like, hey, 911, there's a child. This person didn't want to offend the 911 operator. They're like, well, how tall is he? I don't want to say short. I feel like that might be offensive. He can't seem to see over the steering wheel here. He appears to be, I think the politically correct term is vertically challenged. I would have been on 911 like, yeah, there's literally a 7-year-old GTAing this SUV down the sidewalk. He just hit 17 people. I need backup.
Along the way, he ran over 2 mailboxes, hit 2 parked cars in a Costco parking lot, and struck 2 moving cars near a Walmart.
Hold on. So let me get this straight. A 7-year-old steals his grandma's car, picks up his friend who's smoking, and the first place they decide to joyride to is Costco, the post office, and Walmart. This guy was going, he had a shopping list. He's like, oh, I'm gonna pick up the groceries. My mom made me real mad, but I'm still gonna be responsible. Who joyrides a car to a Costco parking lot? There's nothing joyous about parking in front of a Costco. Oh man, you should see the fuel efficiency on this baby. Letarian, we just stole a car. Why are we at Walmart? Did you not see their Black Friday sale on Black Forest ham? Dude, come on. This is like the most responsible 7-year-old I've ever ever seen. Next thing you're gonna know, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna take the money from this television interview and actually invest in a diversified 401k. Homeboy actually stole a car to go grocery shopping. I can't.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things. Drive into a car.
So did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
I feel like it's fake. There's no way he's actually like this. I mean, yeah, he's putting on the front, I wanted to do hood rat stuff because doing bad stuff is fun. But he went grocery shopping, okay? Don't let him fool you. It's just the hard exterior to hide the soft little boy who loves deals and couponing. Real talk, though, the guy's like, you know you could have killed someone. I mean, yeah, but, duh, who cares, man? It's fun to joyride cars. And I know most people are shocked, but the kid's 7. You think the 7-year-old actually has any idea of the consequences of his actions? 7-year-olds are dumb, okay? Kids are dumb. There's no way this kid actually thought about the consequences of killing another human being, alright? They're trying to make him into this bad guy as if the 7-year-old understands moral ramifications of breaking a law. Come on. Come on, news team. Next thing you know, they're gonna be asking the 7-year-old, what do you think about the current political policies on immigration? Like, he doesn't know. He's 7. Should he have stolen the car? No. Do you need to make him look stupid? Not really.
It all ended on Investment Lane and Consumer Drive. That's where Letarian hit the curb and sideswiped the sign. The SUV took most of the beating, snapping off one of his axles and wheels.
Hold on. Show me that SUV again. It looks like he did a little more than hit a curb. It looks like he curb stomped the curb with the axle. It went halfway through a transformation like Bumblebee and then, I don't know, had a diabetic coma. This is not what happens when you sideswipe a sign and hit a curb. This is what happens when you've run over 37 people in a Costco parking lot. Look at this car. This car is never driving again. This is not what a curb does. I've hit curbs. Not once, it's not a common occurrence. Oh, slapped the curb, broke off my axle. Holy cow.
A grandmother's rage.
I want to whip his behind. That's what I want to do right now. If I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
Call me crazy, but something tells me he definitely got his behind whipped as soon as the cameras were away. Just a wild thought.
You don't think he should be punished for all of this?
Just a little bit no video games for a whole weekend.
Yeah, I just stole a car and totaled it, ripped off the axle, crashed into 3 cars in a Costco parking lot, another 2 in Walmart. I don't think it's that big of a deal. My grandma might be a little overreacting, I think I just shouldn't be able to play Fortnite for the weekend. Not that big of a deal, okay? I can't argue with his logic. I don't even think he should be in trouble. He didn't really do anything that wrong. Stealing a car might be a felony, yes, but it was his grandma's car. It wasn't a stranger. Not like there's actually any need to punish the kid. Let's get realistic here. I'll give him this. He's got some cojones. Actually trying to get out of trouble. I don't think I even did anything that wrong. I just totaled my grandma's car. It's an interesting approach, not the one I would take, but nice try.
And one unusual story for police.
Are you sorry? You understand that now your grandma's gonna have to pay to have those cars fixed because you hit those cars.
Can my mom help her?
Oh yeah, you know me, just gonna casually make my mom pay for all this. I don't know, man. He was coupon hunting at Costco. He probably saved enough money to pay for these cars. So as you guys can see, Letarian was a little bit of a rebel, a little bit of a savage, just an absolute unit out there crashing into cars like a god, breaking off axles, being the absolute savage kid he is. So I decided to look up what he's up to now. I figured he'd be a doctor or a lawyer, maybe a coupon salesman. I don't know what people do these days. Maybe he animates for DreamWorks. He makes Shrek movies. I don't know what these kids do these days. And you know what he's doing now? He's still stealing cars. He's actually on trial right now for a carjacking, which is pretty ironic, man, that he took it out of the family. It was the family business, stealing your grandma's car and doing everything. But now Letarian Milton, 16 years old, just stealing cars from normal people, all right? Imagine sitting at the stoplight. Letarian Milton walks up to your window. Get out of the car now. You're like, oh my gosh, you're the guy that stole his grandma's car. He's like, yeah, now I'm stealing yours. Out of the driver's seat, buddy. I gotta get going. I love it. I really do. It's a family affair, Everybody's stealing cars, getting together. I love a good success story. In reality, it's kind of sad to see he didn't learn his lesson from stealing cars, but then again, I can't say the 7-year-old who was stealing cars had a good head on his shoulders either way. But it is what it is. Hopefully Letarian learns a little bit and doesn't spend too much time in prison for carjacking people. He actually kept carjacking cars. I can't get over that. But yeah, on that note, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram at @Scrubby_YT, Twitter at ScrubbyVivo. The support recently has been insane. We're still growing really quick, real quick. And none of this would be possible without any of you guys. So yeah, on that note, I'm gonna go steal my grandma's car. Hope you guys have an absolutely incredible day. Don't get anyone pregnant, and if you do, make sure they're not Latarian Milton. I'm out. Peace.
Hello, grown-ups. In the Northwest, we have the power to fight the climate crisis. Our power is renewable, abundant, and most importantly, carbon-free. Our power is water.
Every little kid on Beyond Scared Straight is a gangster until they go to prison. It's almost like being surrounded by a bunch of hardened criminals when you're 12. It isn't really fun. I love how every kid when they first get on Beyond Scared Straight is like, yo, what up? I'm Matthew. I'm 12 years old and I lit my grandma's cat on fire because I'm a savage. And then as soon as they actually get in prison, they just start crying and begging their mommy to come home through the glass. Where was this energy when you were robbing the 7-Eleven, Matthew? Huh? The clerk was like, no, please don't rob me. And you said, I don't care about your feelings. And now you're the little one crying behind bars. Way to go. Seriously though, it sounds like that one meme. I love you and I miss you and... At least he tried, guys. At least he tried. On the bright side, he gets to live with the secondhand embarrassment of being the kid that cried on Beyond Scared Straight for the rest of his days. Moral of the story is, don't be a bad kid going around robbing places if you don't want to get embarrassed on national television. Really not that complicated at all.
The truth.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video, and one of my favorite shows on television is Beyond Scared Straight, which is basically a show where a bunch of little kids who think they're gangsters and are going down a terrible life where they're gonna end up in jail get taken to jail so they can see what it's actually like. And most of the kids end up scared out of their minds because prison is a scary place, which is surprising, I know. Most of these 12-year-olds go into prison thinking it's gonna be like a vacation, and newsflash, prison is not a very fun place to be. Wow, who would have thought? I know, I'm a visionary for actually thinking that prison isn't cool. Regardless, I found these two kids who thought they were absolute savages and were like the coolest dudes to ever exist and didn't care if they went to prison. And within like 4 hours of getting there, they were both crying like little babies to their mommy asking to come home. And I just thought it was pretty funny. So we're gonna be making fun of that today. So let's do it. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. You'll go to prison. Yeah, that's right, guys. I actually talked to the police chief in the town you're in, and he said he will arrest you and put you in jail unless you press the like button. So you might want to do that. Oh, and also follow me on Twitter at Scrubby_69. Otherwise, you'll get the flu. Let's get into the video.
We'll bring the kids and we'll put them in a cell and lock them down for a while. They think they're not going home. That puts an impact on these kids.
Father gonna make us stay. I know it's gonna be like me.
Hold on. What did this kid actually just say right after getting locked down?
I know it's gonna be like me.
You didn't think prison was going to be like this. What do you mean? They just locked you in a cell. What do you think they do in prison? It was terrible in prison, man. They didn't even have any Xboxes. I couldn't play Fortnite. There was no Pop-Tarts. What did you expect in prison, bruh? Surprise Pikachu that in prison they actually lock you in a cell? Wow, it's almost like every prisoner ever has talked about how bad it is to get locked inside a tiny room. Man, I thought prison was gonna be cool, dude. I thought they were gonna have Nerf guns. Bruh, imagine thinking that prison isn't gonna suck. Like, what are you hearing from people? You meet some guy outside of 7-Eleven, man, prison wasn't even that bad. I really don't understand how dumb you have to be surprised that they lock you up in prison. Next thing you know, they're gonna give him prison food, which is basically slop with nutritious value. He's gonna be like, excuse me, I was promised hot Cheetos in prison, and this is not what I expected. Newsflash to everyone watching the video, prison kind of sucks, and you don't want to go there. That's why we put criminals there. It's not the Hilton, it's not gonna be a 5-star resort. There is no hot tub unless somebody gets really, really mad and lights your toilet on fire. At which point, you've got bigger problems than relaxing in the toilet. Did this kid just say he's gonna make a shank out of a toothbrush? What are you, a Boy Scout for bad kids? Yes, I actually did get a marriage badge in shank making. It's one of my favorite parts of my Boy Scout experience. Like, bruh, 13 seconds ago you were crying about how prison isn't very fun, and now you're gonna be the world's worst dentist? 9 out of 10 dentists recommend making a shank out of your toothbrush in prison. Like, dude, you are 7. What do you know about making a shank? I also love how his brother reminds him that, like, no, you can't, dude. Who do you think you are? You know for a fact that these two kids definitely are used to playing Call of Duty for like 9 hours a day, and now they're in prison and they think they, you know, they've learned the real world. Yeah, one time, man, when I was playing GTA, there was a side mission where we went to prison and everybody had a shank toothbrush. It was crazy. Dennis, this isn't GTA. This is the real world. That's not how that works. I want to go home. This is bad. Imagine this kid trying to intimidate you. This kid walks up to you on the prison yard and tries to scare you. What you doing? Because I feel like most people in prison are bending you in half and dunking you in a trash can, dude. Best of luck with your little toothbrush defending you from that.
Come with me. The visitation portion of this program has the biggest impact on these kids because that's where the kid has to beg the parents that they want to go home.
It's just always interesting to me how kids can go from, I'm making a shank out of my toothbrush, to, Mommy, please let me go home in like 14 seconds flat. Like I said, man, everybody's gangster until they go to prison. It's a proven fact. They really be like Ice Cube in the streets and Freddie Benson from iCarly in the prison. You know what I mean? That dude had a really weird mom, you know? Either way, we're about to get to the juiciest part of the video, so be sure to buckle your seatbelts, get fastened. I want everybody to please keep all hands and arms inside the vehicle as we approach the maximum level of cringe allowed. I am gonna warn all of you right now, if your parents didn't sign your permission slip, I don't really care. You can keep watching because I don't know your parents, but please just don't snitch, all right? Because snitches get stitches, especially in prison. Not that I've ever been, but after watching this show, I might have to go on a little tour, you know? Just go. It's a little tourist site. Everybody knows that prison's supposed to be super nice to hang out in. Maybe we can all go. We'll make a trip out of it. All the Scrubby subscribers could go down to prison together and we could just hang out.
How you doing?
Not good.
You ready to come home?
Yes.
Wasn't as fun as you thought it was gonna be at the beginning, was it?
No.
No, prison is in fact not as fun as he thought it was. Thank you for this, Dad, for making that brilliant observation. Always on point as always. I think he purposely wore the NASCAR shirt because his son is racing towards actually being in prison for the rest of his life. That's not even a joke about NASCAR, man. I'm just saying, your kid is racing down the wrong path. Haha, I'm funny. That's very clever. Someone put in the laugh track. Seriously though, I don't understand like how you get on this show, but imagine having to explain to people who aren't in your family this. Yeah, sorry, boss. I'm gonna need work off a little bit early today. I've got to go to prison and visit my kid. And everyone's like, wait, hold up. What? Your kid's like 12. What is he doing in prison? Oh, you know, he was just up to no good, always getting arrested and stuff. So we sent him to prison to try to scare him out of it. Dale, what do you teach these kids at home? Nothing, sir, but can I borrow your NASCAR shirt to make a really funny dad joke about how my kid's racing towards prison, please? I promise I'll give it back. Well, in that case, absolutely. You better get down to that prison right away. If there's a dad joke to be made, I don't even know what you're still doing here. Dad jokes are way more important than work.
You need to start giving your mom the same respect you give me when I'm home and when I'm not at work.
I don't want you to hit me no more, okay?
Dude, you hate your mom? What is wrong with you? I love my mom, dude. I could not imagine just swinging on my mom. Unless she took away my Xbox, at which point, Mom, no offense, but all bets are off. Seriously, though, these kids definitely deserve to be in prison for a little bit. I would let them sit there for at least a couple more days, you know, really let it sink in that they could go here at any point.
Well, me and your mama having a discussion and make a decision whether we want them to keep you for the weekend or if you've changed enough for you to come home.
When's a good time to stream Peacock? How about today, tonight, Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, after bedtime? Showtime. So whether it's now, later, or much, much later, you can't not watch.
You went from toothbrush stank to crying your eyes out real quick. I don't want to spend the weekend in prison, Dad. I don't want to. All right, son, I get it. You don't want to spend the weekend in prison. But what did you think of my dad joke, huh? Racing towards a bad future, huh? Nah, seriously. If you start crying when your mom says you have to spend the weekend in prison, here's a crazy idea. Maybe stop hitting your mom. Wow, wild. I know. But maybe punching your family members is not a good way to stay out of prison. I know. I'm a visionary, guys. Crazy how that works, isn't it? I don't understand how kids even get this bad in the first place, okay? Like, how do you ever think that's a good idea in the first place?
Go home. Please let me go home.
I'm telling you, every kid that describes themselves as savage or like, I don't even care what people think, are always the first ones to break down crying anytime anything gets difficult. In school, I feel like every kid that claimed they could fight or every kid that claimed they were a savage were always the first ones to get like beat up in PE. Moral of the story is just don't pretend that you're like some savage who's never afraid of anything if you're gonna start crying on TV. Prison isn't a 5-star resort, Mom. You need to get me out of here. It's scary. That's the point of prison, all right? At least it's not Harry Potter prison where you've got dementors walking up to you and trying to eat your soul every 15 minutes. Hope you learned your lesson, you little turd, okay? Maybe stop hitting your mom. It's not that difficult. It's really not rocket science at all.
My brother and I get along better because we spend more time with each other. We get along by going outside.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get along with your brother after you've been to prison and realize that, you know, you're not really trying to spend the next 200 years behind bars. It's way easier to get along with people after all that. Seriously, though, moral of the story is savage kids are not too savage once you put them in prison. So if you've got a kid messing with you at school, just call the police, get him arrested, stage a crime, you know, do whatever you gotta do, but trust me, you can make it work. I'm not actually advocating you to set up a crime scene, okay? But if you do, make sure your fingerprints are nowhere, otherwise it's pretty easy to get it to lead back to you. But you didn't hear that from me, okay? On that note, though, guys, be sure to press the like button, comment down below, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you don't already. Both links are in the description. And, yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure you're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. And if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Elmo will jump out of your dumpster and shank you. Yeah, that's right. The quarantine has not been nice on Elmo. He accidentally ended up joining a gang, and he's very serious about the like button. It's my gang, and I'm in charge of him, so press it. Real talk, guys, when I'm not bossing around Elmo around gangland, I'm thinking of stories to tell you guys. And I know that a lot of you enjoy most of the stories that I've told about my first job. You guys just think it's entertaining that, you know, I used to get screamed at by grown women in the grocery store. That's just how it is. And I've told a lot of them, but I have one left about my favorite coworker of all time that ended up quitting on the spot and going off on our boss. And it was
honestly pretty sick and there's a good story behind it. So I figured you guys would enjoy it because Karen's getting owned is kind of a theme on this channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So like I've said, when I was in high school, I worked for a giant corporate chain of grocery stores. It's a very well-known store. They're basically everywhere. And I don't have any bad beef with the company or anything. I'll still get my groceries there sometimes. But whenever you're dealing with a massive company, what you have to understand is managers suck. Managers, for whatever reason, for giant corporations are just like whatever turd was the most polished whenever they needed somebody new, so they got moved up. I have never had worse bosses than when I've worked for corporate chains. And the managers at this store were no different. There was basically like 2 or 3 managers I got along with, but like 8 managers, and most of them were crazy. But there was one lady in particular who was like the manager of our managers. She would only come into the store maybe once a week, and she really didn't like me. She didn't like me because she would come in normal clothes, and I didn't know who she was when I had first started. And one day she asked me to get her a water, and I told her what aisle they were on, and I guess she took that as an insult and had it out for me ever since. And we're gonna name her Margaret for this story because I'm not trying to get sued for what she ended up doing. But Margaret just really did not like me. And at the time, I was only 16, 17 years old, so I wasn't exactly like an adult. Legally in the United States, 18 is the age of being an adult. And when you're not an adult in the state of Nevada, you're not allowed to work past 11 p.m. on work days due to the laws involving school or whatever. It is literally illegal for people to schedule you past 11 p.m. if you're under the age of 18. That's just how the rules work. I don't make them. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. And this Margaret lady hated me, and almost immediately after I accidentally told her what aisle the water is on, as if that's a crime. Like, even if I knew who this lady was, it's not my job to go fetch her water whenever she wants. I'm not your slave, okay? I'm here to bag groceries. I'm only a slave for the people that are buying them, all right? Everybody else can get their own water. Real talk, I just didn't know, but she hated me. And almost immediately after that happened, she starts scheduling me on nights. I would have to start work at 11 p.m. and I would get off at 3 a.m. That was when I was supposed to be working. Only problem is, I'm a 16-year-old kid who goes to school. And my parents definitely took school kind of seriously. They would not have been cool with me working at 11 p.m. So after I realize that I'm getting put on this ridiculous night shift, I go into Margaret's office and I'm basically like, hey, you know, I have school. I can't really work from 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. And she looks at me and she smiles with that shitty, oh, that's so sad, but I'm not actually sad grin that only white women can do. I don't know what it is about white women, why they are genetically predispositioned to have just the nastiest facial expressions ever. But she hits me with it and goes, oh, well, I'm so sorry. That's the only hours we have available for baggers. So, you know, if you want to quit, I guess that's just something that you need to do. And winks her eyes at me and smiles. And it's at this point I realize that this manager of managers is deadass trying to get me to quit. She does not want me to work here. She doesn't like me so much that she has now taken to scheduling a child to work in the middle of the night in the hopes that I'll quit because I'll have school. And at the time, I didn't know this was illegal. I thought this was perfectly fine. I only found out it was illegal, you'll hear at the end of this story. So I'm like, well, crap, I want the job, but my parents were not going to let me work nights. So I basically decided to do what any good kid would do, and I sneak out of the house at 10:30 and go to work my night shifts whenever I was scheduled. And at first, I thought I was going to hate the night shift. Most kids sneak out to, go to parties and get effed up and get girls pregnant. No, not me. I was sneaking out to go to my job. So, at first I thought I was gonna hate the night shift because I'm like, great, I'm gonna be stuck with a bunch of weird people that work nights with some crappy manager. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, if you ever have a choice, the night shift is cool as hell. First of all, the manager on the night shift was this dude named Julian. Coolest dude ever. Literally did not care. As long as the job got done and he wouldn't get in trouble the next morning, he didn't care if you listened to music, he didn't care if you sang and danced while you were doing your job. As long as it got done, he didn't care, which is the ultimate way to do it. It's just the best thing ever, mainly because it really shouldn't matter. If my job is to collect all the carts in the parking lot, why does it matter if I'm listening to music while I do it? And also, if I'm collecting carts in the middle of a dark parking lot, please let me do it with music on, alright? It's horrifying out here. The first night I had to go collect every cart in the parking lot. This massive shopping center parking lot. At midnight. It wasn't in the best
down great. We've got a lot in common. We're clearly bros. And that first night where Raj and I hang out, you ever just get to know somebody and you're just bros right off the bat? Like the first time you high five, you know, you just get that bro energy going. Me and him got a bromance going, you know. We were like best friends, and we still talk all the time. I was literally playing video games with him before we recorded this. He doesn't work there anymore. Don't worry, we're getting there. So, basically, me and this dude would just have a great time. We were best friends. We would go into the back room after I would take care of the cards at work, and I would basically just goof off the entire time. We would get some of the disability cards because they weren't being used at night, and we would race them around the back room when the stock room, when like the stock would get there, so it'd be like a little racetrack. We would have a great time. We would just goof off. We would tell jokes. It was always fun. It got to the point where I would be hyped to go to work. I was like, man, after I take care of the cards, it's gonna be great. I'm just gonna hang out with Rod. And as much as we would goof off, our work always got done. In fact, we would usually get done with the receiving and organizing and sometimes even stocking by like 1 in the morning. And we would have just 2 hours to goof off and do whatever because we were done until the next orders got there. I would leave and then he would have to take care of the next set of orders that would come in. We were so efficient that we had 2 hours to goof off at work as best friends, and that's just a good way to work. And Julian didn't mind when we would goof off. He would walk in and catch us doing dumb stuff. You know, we had like a Nerf basketball hoop set up, and whenever people were on break, they would come in and play. It was just a good time, and Julian didn't care because the work got done ahead of schedule. Like, it was done faster than he expected it to be done, so he didn't care what we did. He didn't ask questions. And for about a month, I'm like sneaking out of my house and going to work 2-3 times a week, and I eventually straight up started asking to get scheduled. You know, my parents thankfully are kind of boomers, I'm not gonna lie, so they were asleep pretty early. It was never hard for them to be out by like 10:30 when I would leave, and they didn't really check on me before I would get back at 3 in the morning, so I was pretty good. The only thing that was really suffering was my sleep schedule, because basically I would come home from work at 3 in the morning, do my homework, go to school at like 6:30, come home at 1, sleep until like 10 p.m., eat dinner. Like, my sleep schedule was wrecked. Thankfully, my parents just bought the excuse, oh, I'm a teenager, I just need to sleep a lot. It was wrecking my schedule, but I started working like 5 nights a week, on nights, with Raj, just goofing off in the back room. Every night he would work, I would work. We just had a good time. It was always Julian as the manager. He was the only manager that liked being on the night shift. And everything was cool. It was the perfect system. Everybody who worked nights was pretty cool. We would goof off. We had a Nerf basketball tournament. We would race the cars. It was a great time. Some of the best memories I've ever had working a job happened while working nights for this grocery store. And everything's perfect up until the Fire Nation attacks. And the Fire Nation attacks like a month and a half into me working the nights and having a great time doing it. So Julian, the manager, had the 3-strike rule, and it was his own personal philosophy. A lot of managers say the customer is always right. It's our job to please the customer. That's the only one that matters. And Julian had a 3-strike rule that basically worked like this. You had to be nice to somebody, being apparently rude to you, 3 times before you could be mean back. And if they said anything nice, the strikes reset. So if somebody said, you're an idiot, and then apologized, it would reset. But if somebody said 3 mean things in a row, he felt like you were good to be mean back. And when you work nights at a grocery store, the people that come in at night aren't always, you know, the most quiet, classy people in the universe. A good majority of the time, they're the crackheads that also need to get groceries. I'm sorry, I'm sure a lot of you are normal. If you're typing right now, hey, I shop at nights and I'm normal, you're probably normal. You are not the people that I'm talking about. But, I live in Las Vegas, there's a high crackhead population. Occasionally, they wander into a grocery store or two. So, this would have to come into effect every now and then. Somebody would come in and get mouthy, and angry crackheads don't really listen to, I'm so sorry that you had a concern. Can I please find a way to make this right? No. You need to say, get out, you crazy crackhead. That's the only way to get them to listen. So the people on the night crowd were, for the most part, really nice. Some of the nicest customers they ever had would also come in at night. You know, they were great, they were kind, they would find the stuff, and thank you, they'd be on their way. It's just when they were bad work nights, they were really bad. And not in like the Karen way where they're gonna complain and get coupons, but in like, oh hey, somebody needs to clean the bathroom because some crackhead just went in there and pooped on every wall. And the people that would make returns at night were usually sure you noticed, you diabetic diesel. That got very personal. All right, I had a bad interaction with a happy cake one time, but you guys get the idea. So this lady is trying to return this cart full of meat that has left the store, which, you know, we'll let you eat. She could have injected cyanide to do it for all we know. We don't know, and it's expired. So my manager's like, she begins to get irate as old people do and tell them no. She repeatedly tells my manager to get out of this country, even though he was born here. Says a bunch of other very nasty words that I'm not going to repeat because I'd like this video to stay monetized. And overall, being as horrible as you can be as a customer. You know, I understand sometimes people are having a bad day. They're going to get irritated when you say no. It's another thing to like insult somebody. And my manager loses it and tells her that she's a trashy bimbo and to get out of the store and never come back. Which, yes, is it very bad that he said that? 100%. I get why he said it. I know someone in the comments will say, whatever, he deserves what happens next. I don't think so, because he was a great manager, the work got done, and you can ask top of that, now I have to work with this witch. Dude, what if she tries to bake me into a pie like Hansel and Gretel? Me and Raj are Hansel and Gretel in this situation. Do you understand that? I'm not trying to be baked into a pie by an evil witch in the back of the grocery store. That does not sound fun to me. I've seen those industrial ovens. They're dirty. Do not clean them enough. So whatever, Margaret is straight harsh in the vibe check. If the vibe check was committed that first night, it would basically be the same as people pulling up to camp and not a fun one if you're picking up what I'm putting down. The vibe is not good. I pull into work and Margaret basically tells me to go get the cart, so I do that and I put my headphones in and she's like, what are you doing? You represent the store right now. You have to get out there. So for an hour, I have to push carts inside. Sure, is it the biggest deal in the world? Not really. I'm not gonna quit over it, but it just kind of set the tone for everything that was kind of fun about working here is gone. And when you take all of the fun out of working nights at a grocery store, you realize how depressing it is to work nights at a grocery store. You know, like, it's not a very glamorous job once you take the fun out of it and the friendship. Once that's gone, it sucks, because shockingly, most jobs really, really suck. So whatever, I finish up, I go inside, and I'm like, hey, what do you want me to do? And she says, clean the aisles, which, you know, I usually would do later in the night with Raj, but if she wants it done in a slightly different way, not the end of the world. I can't listen to music, I can't talk to my friend, but I've done it a million times. So it takes me about an hour to clean the aisles, and that's pretty in-depth, like, I scrub everything pretty well. So I go back, and say, hey, I finished, now what? She's like, clean it again. Huh? I said, yeah, go clean it again. So I'm like frustrated, so I go and I clean the aisles again, and at 1 in the morning, or I guess, yeah, about 1 in the morning now, it's not as fun to be awake, and it's not entertaining to be cleaning aisles that you've already cleaned. So I take an hour again doing that, and I'm kind of like on my phone in the aisles and whatever. Just I'm like wiping it again. I'm not scrubbing it down again. I'm still wiping it. So I'm kind of on my phone, and I come back, and I'm like, hey, okay, I'm done. Okay, go in the back and help Raj. So I get in the back about like 1:30, 1:45, around there. And me and Raj are back there, and like, you know, we get all the orders in, and we like start organizing it, and we organize it, and we're like, okay, well, let's go stock it. And when you get an order, you don't stock all of it right at once. You don't take it all out into the aisles. You take it part by part. So, you